Chadian junta leader MAHAMAT DEBY sworn in as president Monday, October 10, 2022. Chad's military transition leader MAHAMAT IDRISS DEBY was officially sworn in Monday as president. Chadian junta leader MAHAMAT DEBY sworn in as president. Chad's military transition leader MAHAMAT IDRISS DEBY was officially sworn in Monday as president, ending the uncertainty for the country's political future but creating more acrimony among opponents. MAHAMAT, son of ex-President Idriss Deby, who was killed on a battlefront last year in April, appeared in a televised function dressed in white and raised his hand to take the oath of office in front of a room full of military and civilians in the capital N'Djamena. He had been the leader of the country since April, but as head of the Transitional Military Council created after his father's death, ostensibly to lead the country in the transitional phase initially scheduled to last 15 months. His father was killed before taking the oath of office for a sixth term, shortly after elections in which he had won by landslide. The death created an unprecedented scenario in the country, and his son seized the moment to take over power. General MAHAMAT IDRISS Deby will still lead the transition for the next 24 months, in accordance with the conclusions of the dialogue that was held from August 20 to October 8. Those conclusions were, however, rejected by some of the opposition groups and Washington, who voiced concerns at the extension of the transition, which will significantly mean a chunk of his father's term would have been served by his son. On Monday, in N'Djamena, a concert by Chadian artists was arranged to celebrate his inauguration. President MAHAMAT, 38, had promised on Saturday, at the end of the inclusive and sovereign national dialogue, that he would lead a new phase of the transition devoted to achieving the prescribed deadlines for the return to constitutional order. I make a solemn commitment before God and the Chadian people as guarantor of this dialogue, but also as a soldier and loyal servant of the country, to faithfully translate the resolutions of these meetings into action, he said at the end of the dialogue on Saturday. That same Saturday, he also expressed his pride in the dialogue, which had enabled the country to emerge from the horrific scenario. The dialogue adopted by consensus various resolutions. They included the extension of the transition for 24 months, the possibility for the junta's leaders to contest in the elections that will follow, the dissolution of the Transitional Military Council, and a reconciliation government that will be appointed and possibly dismissed by the transitional president. MAHAMAT said this will be a new era of permanent dialogue. But he has to convince members of the opposition and some rebel groups who had boycotted